Hello, writers. I'm Lee Jessup, career coach for screenwriters, and I'm hanging out with my very dear friend, Jen Grisanti, who all of you guys should know because she is the most amazing premier TV writing consultant who also does feature consultations. But we're hanging out today, and every once in a while, somebody will say to me, like, tell me again who Jen Grisanti is, which crazy because Jen Grisanti people. But I wanted to have this chat with her so that we can tell you a little bit about Jen Grisanti and what Jen Grisanti is doing. Hi, Jen.
Hi, Lee. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Of course. So tell everybody what you're up to. You actually shared some of this with me at breakfast a few months ago. So I'm really excited that it's getting out to the world. So what are you working on right now?
Thank you, Lee. I am working on an event that I call Story Therapy. I'm very excited about this. Story Therapy is something that I was considering for a book, but then recognized that it works perfectly to go into my Storywise event. And my Storywise event is something that I do annually for screenwriters. And this year, I'm so excited because I'm evolving what I've done in the past, in that not only am I going to take a deep dive into 5 top shows that I have identified, I'm also doing 1 film, and I am also going to go into a full season of breakdowns for Mayor of Easttown and Ted Lasso. So not only will writers get my breakdowns for the other shows, Startup and Ted Lasso and Flight Attendant and Hacks and Mayor of Easttown, they will also get full season breakdowns for Mayor of Easttown and Ted Lasso. And as you mentioned with features, this is also going to be the first year where I am breaking down 1 film, which is Sound of Metal, that I love and goes directly into what I am teaching with the concept of story therapy. So this is something I'm very excited about. I'm also excited about the new edition of TV Writing Toolkit, which is a script that a book that I wrote in 2011. I did an updated edition that has all new breakdowns and all new story tools. So I am excited about this. This is on my website. It is also on Amazon. And then the last thing that I'm working on is a new story subscription. And this new story subscription will be available at the beginning of 2022. And with this story subscription, writers are going to be able to have access to all of my digital products in one place on a subscription basis. And the reason that I put this together was I recognized that the contributing components to what was helping me get writers to the dream was a mixture of the story instruction and books and education. My other books, Storyline, Finding Gold in Your Life Story, and Change Your Story, Change Your Life, as well as my one-on-one consults. So it is the combination, as you know, of all these things that I love and that I do, and all in effort to get writers to the dream.
Amazing. How do you do all of that? I don't even know how you keep up. It sounds exhausting.
It is very exhausting. It is a lot of work, and I'm fortunate, like you, that I love what I do. So I love doing it. I love looking for shows and film that are utilizing story at such a high level that I can develop tools from these series and these films that can help writers to demystify the writing process so that they can achieve whatever it is they want with their destiny.
I love that. Now, working with you and with your modules, what is the transformation that writers can expect to go through in the process?
Yeah, I believe the transformation is what all of this is about. When I started Grisanti Consultancy in 2008, I put my focus on the idea of demystifying the TV pilot writing process at that time, and then evolved into story in every aspect, including features and books. But by focusing 100% on the TV pilot, because that is my experience. I was a television executive for 12 years, and I've been the writing instructor for Writers on the Verge at NBC for 13 years. I knew that if I put my focus in one place and fully understood how to take the writer from the concept to the outline to several drafts of the script into the idea of how to tell and sell their story so that it could lead to a sale, is what has led to 96 pilots being sold by the writers I've worked with. So the transformation has to do with getting writers who are committed to doing the work and being in the journey, and recognizing that there are no shortcuts in our business, and you have to do the work to make the sale. And my focus has been on creating events and tools that help writers get to that place.
So speaking of that place, speaking of success, you've had so many success stories, like you said, 96 pilots sold and many, 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 many writers staffed and features sold. What do you find to be the common characteristics of those writers who do get to that level, who do get to that dream?
In my experience, the number one thing, which is interesting, that Ted Lasso is a show that I'm covering and that I sparked to this year, because the word believe is instilled in Ted Lasso. And belief from the beginning of my business has been something that I've worked with screenwriters on, recognizing that it isn't just about doing the work on the page, because you can have a brilliant and outstanding script, but if you don't have the belief that you can sell the script, it's not going to happen. So even though I believe that there are a number of characteristics that go into what takes a writer from being a non-working writer to a working writer, belief has been the one quality that I've noticed over and over and over again with the writers who have gone on to sell their scripts.
Love that. So in your experience, what can writers do right now to create the outcome that they want, to create that career that they want to themselves?
I think there are so many things. I mean, obviously, both you and I are doing a lot of things with writers. So I think if you get involved with people who understand how to get the writer to an outcome, and you are taking action. So I work with many, many writers where, because they are fully committed to getting to the outcome, and they're doing things like they're taking 5 coaching consults, 10 coaching consults, and they're committing, and they're understanding that when you get notes that maybe aren't always going to be in the most positive place, when you're getting notes that are difficult, that they don't shut down, that they learn, all right, these notes are of tremendous value for what I need to do to elevate my script? So I think the screenwriter who is identifying what they want in their career, certainly with the new year, everyone should be mapping out what is your goal for the year. Then you should be thinking about what are your action steps that you can take to get to that desired outcome. And probably the biggest part of that is defining what you want. I think, as many of us know, the desire and the want is something that people struggle with. People don't put enough effort into knowing, all right, these are the 3 shows I want to staff on. These are the places that I'd love to give a pitch for my pilot to, and I'm going to take the action steps to get to this outcome. Or this is the place where I would love to do a film for this place. So I'm going to look at what types of features are selling to this place, and being prepared. So I am a believer that, yes, the idea of, I believe it is, luck is preparation meets opportunity. And the idea of applying that so that you can make the dream happen.
I love that. So much wisdom in there. Well, Jen, thanks for taking the time to sit and talk to me and fill people in all about the wonder of Jen Grisanti.
Thank you so much, Lee. Thanks for having me. I love what you're doing. Take care.
Same here.
Bye.
Bye.